Property Disclosures, the Real Estate Professional's Guide to Reducing Risk. Page 3. Theories of legal liability. Misrepresentation. Misrepresentation involves a false representation of a material fact or a failure to disclose a known property defect which results in injury. A fact is material if it influences the buyer's decision on whether or not to buy the property, or how much money the buyer would be willing to pay for the property. Opinion versus material fact. The distinction between an opinion and a material fact is that an opinion usually does not create misrepresentation liability. However, real estate professionals should be careful to clearly state opinions as such so as not to mislead the buyer. Opinion statements can be the basis of a lawsuit when stated as facts. Brokers and salespersons may incur liability for statements of opinion that relate to factual matters, especially when they are in a superior position to know the truth. Active fraud. Active fraud involves intentional misrepresentation. Simply stated, active fraud imposes liability for knowingly making a false statement about a material fact, or for knowingly attempting to conceal a material defect from a buyer's view or discovery. A variation of an act of deception involves making careless statements without regard to accuracy or without knowledge of any factual basis for the statement. Fraudulent statements include those innocently made but not corrected when the broker or salesperson later learns of the inaccuracy. Alabama Supreme Court affirms verdict finding broker and its agents liable for both kinds of fraud. Cooper and Company v. Lester, number 1981368, 2000 WL 1868433. ALA, December 22, 2000. The plaintiffs, 4 pairs of married couples, alleged that the defendants misrepresented and concealed the fact that the properties they purchased in a particular subdivision flooded during storms. One couple had their patio furniture and grill washed away, while dead fish were left in the backyard of another couple. The plaintiffs contended that the broker and its agents told them that there shouldn't be a problem with water and there is a 15-foot easement that should handle the water. The jury returned substantial verdicts against the broker and its agents, which included both compensatory and punitive damages. The Alabama Supreme Court affirmed the verdict. Passive fraud. Passive fraud involves intentional concealment and imposes liability for intentionally concealing known material defects from a buyer, especially if the buyer is unlikely to discover the defect. The defect relates to health and safety, or the agent has led the buyer away from discovering the defect. This legal theory creates a duty to speak, even though the question did not come up.